Yo, how's it going everyone? GameBreakerGod here. So today we're going to be taking a look at my Charlotte guide. This was the most requested character on the channel so far. When it comes to guides, everyone was just asking and spamming for Charlotte, so I thought, ignore Castelia for now, I can do her next. But Charlotte is like a demand, it seems, alright? Since I was saying that she's pretty cracked character, and she is, she's cracked and she's fun. Especially when you have her in a team like with Johnny and Reyna, it just becomes literally DMC. So with that being said guys, let's not waste any time and go right into this breakdown. So leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe obviously for more DragonSword content and any future games that you may want to see from me. And yeah, let's get right into this. So Charlotte. The way I saw this character actually guys, I was just like, this is when I first got the game. I was going through the exchange list here to try and unlock the characters, and I saw her at the bottom. I was like, wait, she must be ass, right? Because why would she be right at the bottom? But I was intrigued because I like ninja characters, or my favorite ones actually are sword style, katana style, quick draw. If they don't have that character in the game, I'll eventually go for ninja or dual wielding. And ninja was available, which of course, you know, the hoodie and the mask looked like a ninja to me. I was like, that'll do. And turns out the character looks even better than what I saw on the icon right there, right? It looks even better than what I saw. I was like, my goodness, what is this character? She looks so good. Little did I know she was going to be absolutely amazing. What an amazing unit. She's just all-rounder, DPS, and just insane. And aggros, she could also be like a tank if you play her smart. You could literally just pop her invisible skill, which is the cloak, which attracts enemies' attention, and then just do other things with your teammates. So it's actually insane. So I'm so glad I was able to learn this character straight from the get-go on the 10th of July when I first unlocked her, and I built her since. Forget Lute, forgot everything. Just I built her, Reyna, and Johnny, and it just cleared every content in this game just with those three. Literally everything. So that's the story. Let's break it down anyway guys. Let's go through everything that she can do, and we're going to go right ahead with combat. Depending how far you have awakened her or ascended her, so I'll show you what I mean by that, your skills may look a little bit different to start with. Not this, awaken. So I've awakened her all the way to the max, so my skills will differ a little bit to yours if you're just starting the game. But worry not, you can ascend her pretty easily and quickly if you just play maybe like 2 hours or something like that, and you just grind the story, look at the chests, and you should have enough currency to awaken her to max. And if you don't, then look up some guides on just how to get these crystals right here. I'll show you what they are. If you go to exchange and then no materials, it's heroes actually. This is the fragment of sacred light. You can get this by opening chests, completing events in the game. Not events, but like quick time events in game. I know it's pretty sick, single player game, but it's so sick. Obviously quests, mini games, story, and yeah, world bosses. Actually no, world boss does not give it to you, but map pieces, which I will show you as well. So you need that to obviously buy it, but sometimes opening those, you know, those things that I've mentioned already will reward you of this thing right here, this item which you need to awaken your character. And that would be this right here. This is what is it called? Stigma Awaken Stone. And if you have 6 of these, then you should be good to awaken her. All right, now that I said that and that's out of the way, we can actually focus on the things she can do. So once again, if you haven't already awakened her, your attack should be a little bit different with her. So basic attacks, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. That's what we have. And the reason why I can do that last skill is because, again, this time around, this is my master skill. You have to understand this very carefully. My master skill, I was able to unlock this with a map piece, and then I acquired a grimoire, which allowed me to learn this master skill. Keep in mind that you need to be level 30 to get this, I mean, to unlock this with your character, otherwise you will not be able to get it. All right, so what this does, as you can see, the motion of the fourth hit of the basic attack changes and its damage increases. Very crucial. Pressing the key attack again during a jump attack or dodge attack casts an enhanced attack. The reason that is, or the way that works is this way: 1 2 3 4. You get that. So normally she would just do 1 2 3, and then you would have to dodge and then attack. That was it. That's all we had before that. All right, but now we have 1 2 3, and then we can do that. And what you can do now, you can do 1 2 3, do a skill to cancel it, and then again do a skill to cancel it, and then again. See what I mean? So you can do that. Just replenish my skill here so we can get it back, and the damage just keeps stacking when you do it like that. And you could actually add way more combos mid-air before you actually land, but I just want to showcase to you what you can actually do with that. All right, so that's that. So let's break down her awakening first to see how important it is first, actually, because that seems to be very important. Poison dagger is changed, and a powerful large shuriken is thrown along with the daggers. This is sick. This thing is just insane. Normally what you do with Charlotte, you throw a bunch of these, but now I have the awakened state of that, right? And it does like that big shuriken at the very end. But normally you just do like a bunch of the shurikens instead of the massive shuriken. Okay, by awakening her to level 1, you get that big one. All right, so number 2, we're gonna check what that does. Number 2 is just critical hit damage. Again, this is what you need for your build, so no matter what gear you have, you need to have critical hit damage on it. Shadow grab is enhanced. When used, enemies around the target are also pulled in and slammed into the ground. Insanity. So when you do the Zuna drop, now when I do shadow grab, when you catch enemies off guard, especially, which is the only character that can do stealth in this game, unless enemies are sleeping, you are not catching them. But Charlotte can just go into cloak and then catch enemies off guard with her shadow grab, which then will pull enemies towards you, and then you can throw your oh my god, it's just so sick. You can then send your cloak to blow up on your enemies, or your shadow clone to blow up on your enemies, and it's just insane. You can actually use it to juggle enemies as well. Okay, so sick. But yeah, I'll show you how that looks as well, so you can get an idea. And now let's move on to 4. 4 is additional airborne damage, so you could add that to your, I don't think that's much of a difference, but still add it because obviously it recommends you to, because you have 5 slots to add for your substats in gear. So yeah, airborne could be added too. Poison additional damage and critical hit rate increase. Very, very good. No moveset change there. But then illusion kick is changed. When used, quickly approach the target and additionally inflict poison. So now your illusion attack activated a requirement to follow up with your signal skill. Charlotte can now do like an illusion hit where she can just teleport to the enemy, grab them and slice them like with both daggers, and then she could then follow up with like the shuriken if she wanted, or you could activate your cloak right away, or even dodge towards the enemy, chop them, and then like bring them back down to the ground. She's so sick. She's so sick. But then again, the illusion kick also additionally adds poison to the attack. Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many little gimmicks with these characters, which is why I love this game, because this game gives you like the most simple and basic looking gameplay, but then when you start opening the characters and learning more of them, you're like, this is not simple at all. This is actually pretty deep in terms of mechanics, right? It just gets very deep. Anyway, so now master skill, we're going to take a look at her master skill. Once you get level 30, your basic attack will now change. This is only applying to the 4th motion. Okay, so 1 2 3 and then 4, and you can do this even after dodging. So I'm gonna dodge and then do it. Before you had the master skill of Charlotte, this is all you would do. That's it. You'd be able to do 1 2 3 and then dodge and then do that, but that's it. That's all you'd be able to do. But now we can do cancel it, and then cancel it again if you need before you hit the floor, and then do this. Send the, you can do a lot. Okay, I'm just showing you like an example of what you can do by using that fourth motion, but things start to get really crazy when you know how to play her. All right, so yeah, that's all that does. But I don't know if you read that properly, guys. It adds damage. So every time you hit them with that final hit, it's always gonna add damage, and a lot of it seems. And as you can see, pressing the attack key during the jump attack or dodge attack casts the enhanced attack, which I just showed it to you guys. All right. And before we actually go into breaking down her skills and combat and everything, I need to show you where you can get the grimoire to unlock that master skill. All right, so open your map, and if you're starting the game just now, that's fine. I can show you a place where you can guarantee get a map piece. And then what you're going to want to need to do is to click on that map, and that map will locate an area in the game or in the map where you can go right ahead and collect that chest. The chest will be red with like horns, a golden horn, and then you can just unlock it. All right, this place right here is definitely has a map piece in it. I'm not too sure on the rest that I'm going to show you, because obviously I just, you know, mark the spots that I can vaguely remember. But go ahead and check these spots right here. Map piece there as well. This is just south of Orbis, and southwest here, just slightly west, you know. Map piece as well over there, and here, over here, here. Check all these places, guys. Okay. All right, now we can actually start breaking down the combat. All right, so let's take a look at her basic attacks and what she can actually do off the rip. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are all 4 light attacks. Mid-air we have 1, 2, 3. But you can extend this if you dodge mid-air. So you can do 1, 2 before the final attack. What you're gonna want to do now is press the dodge to dodge mid-air, followed by an attack, and then you do the final hit. So 1, 2, dodge, light attack again. This is only possible because I have the grimoire. I'm only able to do the final attack mid-air, which is after that knockdown kick, because I have the grimoire, like I explained earlier. So 1, 2, and then dodge, light attack again. All right, same thing applies on the floor. If I do 1, 2 for the final attack, 3, 4, or even after the final attack, 1, 2, 3, dodge, and again. There you go. See, so could make this a little bit smoother though before that, so the animation doesn't break a little bit. I'm all about the smoothness and everything. I like a cool flow combat system. So 1, 2, you're gonna do it after the 3rd hit right there, and then into that. It makes more sense that way, and it just looks cleaner. I like clean. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, right? So those are the tricks we have. Now Charlotte doesn't have a sprint attack. I mean, she does, but her sprint attack is not an attack. It's just a leap over an enemy, or just that. Alright, so remember how Reyna has like the sprint attack cancel for movement? Well, she has this, which is what she's got. Okay, it's just leaping over and over, and it does spend quite a little bit of stamina. Now, what you're gonna want to do with her though, alright, after you do the leap like that, you want to do a basic attack. That's her movement. That's how she moves. That's how you should be moving with Charlotte. Okay? So now you're wondering, how are you getting that much distance? The distance that I'm getting is because I'm doing the cancel with my sprint, well, my dodge followed by my sprint. Okay, but let's just break down all the combos and stuff that we have available at our disposal first before we go into movement. So as I already mentioned, we have the basic attacks on the floor and in the air, and we know ways to extend them a little bit by just dodging mid-air. All right, cool. So now we're gonna take a look at her overall cancels and what the options we have on the floor and mid-air. So at any point, you already know that you can cancel with just jumping. All right, so you can go 1, 2, 3. And then before that 3rd hit, you have to do it before the 3rd hit, because the 3rd hit puts her in the air, right? 1, 2. See, she's in the air, and the game does pay attention to those physics. It's not like some booty gameplay mechanics where it doesn't count that you're already midair. It does. 1, 2. If I jump, it's not jumping until I touch the floor. Her legs need to touch the floor for me to be able to jump. You see? So it's pretty clean to me. Alright? So 1 and 2, you can jump there. Or you can do it after the final hit, which looks like this. Right. Now, there is a tech to that, which I still to this day can't believe. I just haven't got the grasp of it yet. Like fluently or fluidly or even. Basically, I'll show you a video. You're able to do the final hit multiple times in a row consecutively, but I just don't know what button or combination it is. Basically, I don't know how fast, I don't know when I'm supposed to press it. I just know that it's there. All right, I'm gonna show it to you, but replicating this is hard. All you have to do after that final hit, which seems like that's what I'm doing. All right, I'm doing a dodge followed by jump followed by light attack. So I'm doing all the hits before, as soon as she hits the floor with her final hit. I'm doing dodge into jump into light attack again, and she does the final hit again and again, so like twice. Okay, I'm not gonna try and showcase it to you right now because it is just tedious. I have no idea how I can do it, and you can do it mid-air as well. You can also do this mid-air, but like I said, I don't know what the timing is. But rest assured, when I get this down, when I get that tech down, of course I'm gonna share it to you guys because that is absurd. Imagine just being able to do the final hit like to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back, back to back to back, and then canceling it with like your, which we're gonna cover right now actually, her skills, to then stare airborne and then combo the opponent and then final hit again back to back to the other side, so from the front to the back, you know what I mean? So you can go like this and then that way and then this way, because you can do it consecutively. You'll do it that way, this way, and then cancel with this skill, for example like this. Wait, let me just get some height. Wait, oh, what am I doing? So I'm gonna do it that way, cancel again. I was too slow. See, I was just able to do it twice right there, but it was literally just jumping. All right, but you get the idea. I'm just giving you guys an example of what that tech could bring to us as a Charlotte main. All right, okay, so now we're gonna take a look at her skills. So by the way guys, you can just regain your skill cooldown as soon as you change teams. Make sure Charlotte isn't in the next team and you should have your cooldowns back. Really hope the devs bring a training mode so I can show you guys this kind of stuff more often, man. It'd be so sick. But anyway guys, her skills, all right, her skills, like we already covered, are highly they benefit highly from her awakening state or ascension modules that are even locked. All right, so depending on how far you've ascended her, and also whether you have her exclusive karma, because when you open those chests with the map piece, you also may be able to get one of these, which is the stigma. I think it's called this. All right, so I think it is stigma awakened stone. Sometimes doing mini games also award you with that, but clearing the story and just doing story campaign will also get you those. All right, so yeah, depending on how far you've ascended, your skills will look a little bit different to mine. Okay, so the first skill we're gonna cover is her cloak or shadow clone. Shadow clone leaves aggro behind and then she's totally invulnerable, especially when activating that skill. Actually, she's invulnerable. So like when you activate the skill itself, you're invulnerable. So if I do this, let's say a boss is about to attack me, right? Let's say the boss is about to attack me, and 3, 2, 1, I activate my shadow clone. I'm invincible for that period of time. And then what I can do after I activate it, I can just dodge to a safer spot, the back of the boss, for example. And then what I can do again, if it's still not safe, because multiple hits, bosses in this game, you already know with the multiple hit BS. What I'm gonna do then, guys, I'm gonna activate the shadow clone, dodge to the back, activate it again to blow it up. If I have my exclusive karma, I will be able to do this. So I'll do this: activate, dodge to the back, activate again, and dodge back again, dodge away. See how many iframes I have? Absolutely correct. So this is just for you to stay safe. She should be untouchable, but then again, when you're doing endgame content, it becomes a little bit more tedious because you're facing multiple opponents. Okay. Alright, so her second skill is the Poison Dagger. Her Poison Dagger does a Demon Wind Shuriken in the final stage. Alright, so normally if you didn't have the awakened state of her, you would only do shurikens, alright, poison daggers. You wouldn't do that final hit that I just did right there. Okay, so if you didn't have her awakened, you would just do the little daggers, but you would do a ton of them. Alright, you just throw many of them. But the poison dagger, but the Demon Wind Shuriken, which is gonna call it because Naruto, that one deals a heck a ton of damage, and almost 90% of the times it hits crit, especially if you have a crit build over 100 or 125. Alright, it'll always hit crit, and it almost instantly applies poison to the opponent, unless you're fighting big raid bosses, which have a lot more resilience to status effects. Okay, and this can sometimes one-shot people, especially mini bosses, and just rinse them. Okay, so you can also cancel this on the ground or mid-air, but also the only thing you have to take into consideration here is that when she uses it, she's already leaping in the air and then throwing it anyway. But if you're already in mid-air, what she does like a little flip backwards, which I'm not too sure if it gives you iframes, but she does this. That little leap she does backwards, I'm not too sure if she gives you gives you iframes on that, but it does make you let's say I just used my dodge, right? I can't dodge again. What I'm gonna do, if a boss is about to hit me because I just dodged, I'm gonna use the skill and then dodge away right away. Okay, that way I'm gonna be safe. You can actually do that a little bit quicker. I don't know why I wasn't able to do it a little bit quicker actually. Is it because I need to attack? Yeah, you do need to attack. Yeah, makes sense. So what you have to do actually is do this. You're gonna dodge and then attack. I was still not able to do that. Maybe it only works with the Shadow Cloak. So I was able to do this with the Shadow Cloak. I'm gonna jump in the air and I'm gonna activate it and then attack and then immediately bounce away. Just because it gives you like 2 rolls or dodges mid-air back to back, which is a way to keep you safe. And I was trying it with the with the Poison Dagger, but it wasn't working. I don't know, but sometimes it feels like I'm able to do it. Oh, okay. It only works if you haven't already dodged in the beginning. Okay, but let's say you haven't used the skill yet and the boss is about to hit you. You're attacking like that. You feel me? If the boss is about to hit you after you activated the skill, you can immediately get out of the skill for free. It doesn't leave you locked in it whilst you're mid-air anyway. Sometimes skills leave you locked on animations if you're mid-air, so that's a good thing to know, for example, right? Okay, so now here's what you can do whilst playing Charlotte and whilst you're mid-air. So let's say I'm doing combos, I'm about to hit the floor, activate the Shadow Clone before I touch the floor. This is when I'm fighting bigger enemies, smaller enemies, doesn't matter. As I'm about to touch the floor, I then go again into my basic attack. So using your Shadow Cloak replenishes your mid-air combos, as you saw. Okay, so let me show you again. Here we go. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 Shadow Cloak. As you can see, right, I was able to do it twice in the air. I was actually gonna go for the third one, but something may have happened here. Let me just try that again. No, I wasn't able to do it again. Okay, let's just say you can do it twice in the air. It's fine. So then what you're gonna want to do after that second, after that second time of the knockdown skill that she does at the end, you're gonna do it again. You wait, and then you're gonna go into the final hit. Okay, unfortunately the final hit will come straight after you do the final hit of the Poison Dagger. So I actually thought I was gonna have like a second time to go into my, a third time to go into my basic attacks mid-air, but it doesn't allow you to. Which you could do actually that as well, just to add more hits and more poison, because the daggers are cloaked with poison, which is good because then you'll do more damage, right? When the status affliction hits the enemy. Okay, there is a lot to unpack with this character because she just has too many tools. So I'm sorry if you feel a little bit lost, but but there will be timestamps, so you can always come back to this point and relearn it until it sticks. Okay, so I'm really sorry. All right, so I hope I was clear with the amount of stuff you have midair, and just remember, at any point when you're attacking, you can just dodge midair before the final hit takes place, and then you can actually cast a skill to allow you to do more midair combos. For example, I'm gonna do this, and that, or I can do this, and then dodge this time, and then do this, and then do that again, back to this, and then again. All right, but this time, guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna linger her attacks as much as I can in the air, just so you guys can get an idea what I mean. So I'm gonna do 1, pretty good. And imagine that whole time you are mid-air, and by the time you're done doing that entire rotation, the enemy would have been broken with status affliction, and then Charlotte can go crazy, because then she's going to be able to teleport grab, which we haven't discussed yet. You can go into your illusion kick or shadow grab, and shadow grab is the Dragon's Dogma mechanic where you can jump on enemies and grab them and then stab them in the back multiple times until they shake you off of them. Or in other words, if you're fighting, this is when you're fighting bigger bosses. When you're fighting bigger bosses, you grab onto them and then you stab them in the back until they shake you off. But when you're fighting mini bosses or like minions or just smaller creatures, Charlotte can do Izuna drop them on them, which is her shadow grab, which also applies poison affliction and does a heck a ton of damage, man. Just insane amounts of damage. All right, and after the grab lands, what you can do with Charlotte is you grab them, you slam their heads on the floor, and then you can immediately go into poison daggers. And then after the poison daggers is about to end, what you do is you dodge towards the enemy like this, and you hit them with this, turn the cloak, illusion kick the enemy, dodge towards the back, use that, and then go into this. And then again, if you have this already, again, I'll show you some combos. She can do so much stuff, man, and she's so dope. All right, okay, I think I've covered her skills on the ground and mid-air, so now we're going to take a look at her movement. Okay, all right, movement with Charlotte. Okay, I don't know if you guys have watched my Reyna character breakdown, but Charlotte also has something very similar to Reyna. Might not be as fast, but it's something that's pretty cool, very ninja-like. So remember how when you dodge and press light attack, she does double pirouette or front flip or whatever. She does this, and then she does it again, and then again, and again. This is one way of moving, okay? Or you can make that a little bit longer as well. I messed up. Like that, just so you can get an idea. She can cover a lot of ground for many seconds. Okay, so if I do this again and again, pretty good. And look at her stamina. Whereas Reyna, if I was to do it with Reyna, she would spend this much stamina and then she'd be tired. Whereas Charlotte is still going, never getting tired. Well, I could not get tired, trust me. Here's this. Definitely slower a little bit, just a little bit, like a tad, but it gets crazier, because now if I was to do something like this, for example, I'm gonna just keep going movement wise. All right, so see how cool that is? You could just go like that. This is just her moving. This is just a rotation that you can do to just keep moving. Honestly, just to cover as much ground as possible. So what I'm doing, guys, every time I want to leap towards the front with my cloak, your shadow cloak, what you're gonna want to do is direct your analog stick, your left analog stick, towards the front of your camera, so like this way. All right, towards the back, actually, towards the back of your camera. So, an idea. Before I activate the skill, I'm gonna hold my left analog stick down like this, and then throw my illusion, what you call it, shadow cloak. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna hold the analog stick right away this way, and then press R1. Okay, jump, hold it. So then she does that. She summons the shadow clone whilst leaping towards the front of your camera instead of towards the back. Because if I use it whilst just going forward and not pressing the left analog stick towards the back of the camera, he does the shadow cloak summon towards the front of herself, and then she just leaps behind. All right, you'll see she does that, but we don't want that because we're moving. We want to go forward, right? So then we do what I just mentioned. Every time you want to do it, you press the left analog stick towards the camera, towards the back of the camera, and then you click the shadow cloak. Okay, so again, here we go. One rotation. Insane, absolutely insane. So yeah, that's her movement, and look at her stamina. The thing is what's amazing about this character is that she does not have to use any stamina at all to move. She can just keep going, you know what I mean? Just a lot of movement options, dude. Just a lot. Keep an eye. See how long I can keep going? You can just keep going and going. And if you're in a fight, your skill cooldown is just gonna keep building up and building up, and you're just gonna keep attacking. This is the character I do speedruns with, and she's just fun. She's just so fun. But that was a prime example of what you can do with her movement. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Alright folks, so now I'm gonna show you guys a bread and butter combo that you guys can do. So here's the step-by-step, okay? Remember, this combo may not work the same when you're fighting mini bosses or bigger enemies, only for smaller enemies or enemies that you can juggle, okay? So here you go. You're gonna jump to start off the combo off the rip. You're gonna jump, press light attack twice until you get that knockdown. So 1 and then 2, you get that knockdown. What that's gonna do is immediately launch the enemy in the air. What you then gonna wanna do is go into your poison dagger. And your poison dagger, just before the final hit of the poison dagger, you're gonna want to dodge towards the enemy and then do the dodge attack mid-air. So here, into this poison dagger before the last one, and then you do that. Okay, you're gonna catch the enemy mid-air still, because you're still gonna be able to catch him, obviously. And then before the enemy drops to the floor, after you've done this, you're gonna want to go into your cloak. So you're gonna jump this poison dagger, this into that poison dagger, dodge towards the enemy, you slice them like that. So I'm gonna take off from here, this into this illusion kick right after, because you're gonna be able to do so since you're cloaked now and the enemy's broken. You've acquired all the needs to do the combo of the illusion kick. And then what you're gonna want to do is cancel the illusion kick's second hit. And guys, before I forget to mention, when you're doing this combo, you have to jump. You gotta do like a hop rather than a jump. This is a jump, this is a hop, and the hop only takes place if you immediately press the light attack after you jump. Literally this. You see how close to the ground I am compared to this? It's because I'm pressing the light attack as soon as I jump to stay like that right there. So you're gonna do this into that, and then you do your poison dagger. Okay, you're gonna do this poison dagger before it ends, into that, and then into your shadow cloak. Okay, you don't want to jump too high, otherwise you're not going to be able to catch them with the poison dagger after the dodge after the poison dagger. There we go, here we go again. Oh, thanks sir. Where's my shadow cloak going? my detonation went the wrong way. But again, here we go. We're gonna try that again, because that was what? How the hell did he hit me from there? Okay. There's your combo. Lovely, right? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but it just works flawlessly. So again, let's break it down. What you gotta wanna do is press jump followed by light attack immediately like this until you get that knockdown, and then what you're gonna wanna do is go straight into your poison dagger. So here we go. We're gonna do boom, boom, into this, dodge, get him, and then use your shadow cloak straight into illusion kick. Wait for that first hit to connect on the illusion kick, and then you dodge towards the back of your opponent, detonate your shadow cloak or your shadow clone, and then do Izuna drop, and you get that beautiful combo. Alright, so now I am going to try and explain to you how you can do the same kind of combo but on bigger enemies. And also, if you want to break the enemy that are like bigger, you want to stay safe, just gonna do the dodge attacks on them until you break them. So now we're gonna do shadow cloak right away into this. Yep, grab. And again. Alright, so I'm gonna break that down. So initially what you will need to do, guys, is go into shadow cloak to lift them in the air, because Charlotte can't really lift the bigger enemies like that in the air unless she uses illusion kick. Your illusion kick will be your primary source of lifting enemies in the air. Well, the bigger ones, you know, the mini boss ones. Okay, and then from there you can just juggle them to death. So you're gonna break them first and then immediately activate your shadow cloak as soon as you break them, and then you're gonna go into illusion kick. When illusion kick connects, what you're gonna want to do is you know, let the second hit rock, and then you go into your poison dagger into this, and then you slice it back downwards, and then from here you can go straight again into this, into that, and again, and then throw your shadow cloak to detonate, and so onwards. It's actually pretty simple, but it's just understanding the methods that you need to go through first before you can do the combo right. Okay, but that's it. That's all you have to do, and obviously this gets more and more complex if you add your teammates into it. Okay, where things get really spicy. Here's what we're gonna do to it. Broken. Not done yet, bro. Not done yet. Strategy is to get here and immediately use your shadow clone, because he's gonna come towards you. There it is. It's gonna blow up soon. Idiota. Now he's gonna get punished. And again. Oh no. that's bad. I messed up. Yeah, we got him. 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 Come on, Johnny. Lift him up. Lift him up. Lift him up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, you gotta play fire with fire. He's gonna keep doing super armor moves. What you're gonna want to do is just keep him airborne the entire time. You focus on the one that's gonna deal the most damage, which is obviously Ropey, and you should be good. Alright, now let's look at our gear and how we gear up Charlotte. Alright, which then brings us to her gear. This is the way I gear my Charlotte, so you guys can copy if you like. But I've been having some mixed opinions on ways to make your gear. Apparently, from the latest comment that I've read in one of my videos, is that I am building my characters wrong, because apparently I should have it this way, right? They said, the person who commented on my video said that she should have air damage equipment on her and poison as well, rather than what I got on here, and that Reina should have poison and air rather than just air. You know what I mean? So then when she does damage on opponents that are poisoned, she does more damage. But I'm like, I'm looking for crit. That's why I got this on, right? In my opinion, I got crit on, and also they wouldn't make a specific gear set for air characters if it wouldn't boost their air damage, right? I mean, it would make no sense otherwise. But hey, maybe he's done more testing than I have when it comes to making builds. But my builds, you know, carried me all the way to end game and finished end game pretty quickly as soon as I got the game. So yeah, if this interests you guys, then go for it. You know, follow my build, or if not, if there's something better out there in online, then you know, copy that one instead. But yeah, I'm gonna show you what I have personally built for my Charlotte. All right, so this is the stats. This is what she got on, and normally I would actually increase the crit damage, crit rate here. So I would have, instead of crit damage here, I would have crit rate, just so that I'm above 125, so that I hit more crit. And I know sometimes, even though you have 100%, not sometimes, even though you have 100% crit, because enemies are a higher level than you, they have more crit resistance, so then you hit less. I don't know if the game will later on implement something where you can see the character specific stats, well, NPC specific stats, where you can tell whether you're going to be hitting more crit depending on your level. I don't know if that's going to be a thing later on, but yeah, I hope this helps you guys a little bit. So basically, the higher level the enemy, the less crit you're going to hit, because they higher level than you and they have more crit resistance. So then, you know, this will be subtracted with whatever resistance they have on themselves. Does that make sense? Okay, so yeah guys, this is my build. Obviously all my skills are maxed out, as you can see, and what I got on my headpiece, I went for critical hit chance, defense ignore, poison, attack power up. Should have critical hit chance here as well somewhere, but I don't know which one I would have removed instead. Maybe damn, nothing. They're all very good. Defense ignore is very good. Everything here is very good. Crit damage is great, and my crit chance is high enough. So yeah, on my intruder top, which is basically for assassins, increases your critical hit chance overall. I went for crit damage, defense ignore, poison, all status effect, which basically boosts my poison attack damage when enemy is already afflicted by, you know, status, but like poison, fire, and all that stuff, and then crit damage. Once again, if I didn't have defense ignore, I would have gone for crit rate here. And to be honest, I should have gone for crit rate here, but you know, my build is doing pretty well. So you guys saw what I just did with my previous combat video. So then for my leg piece, once again, before I forget guys, you need 3 pieces of, what you call it, 3 pieces of venom equipment, just to make sure you benefit the most with your venom attacks. When dodging an attack, critical hit chance increases by 4% for 12 seconds, up to like 3 stacks. So that's ridiculous. Not 12%, by 4%. That's literally gonna be 12%. You're gonna get 12% critical hit chance increase when you dodge enemy attacks, or just when dodging in general. because whenever I dodge in general, I don't know if you guys see, when I dodge, my crit rate, well, I get like an attack icon pop up on top of Charlotte's what you call it, Charlotte's icon. So I don't know if you guys pay attention to combat like that, but yeah, if you peep that when I'm doing combos and anything, you'll see that the crit chance increases, or you get like an attack icon pop up. So yeah, you need 3 pieces of the Venom gear and 2 pieces of the Intruder top. And if you were to swap that, then some people say that attack one would have been better. Apparently it works out better for overall damage, but I don't know. You guys go ahead and try that, but for me, this is perfect, so I'm not gonna change it. All right, so on my leg piece, this is what I got. Once again, I don't need defense up. What the heck? Let's take that out. We don't need that. We don't need that. Crit. Yeah, I need everything. Oh, we don't need that either. We need all status effect, and then we need something else. Don't need defense up. Nope. Please, 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 please. Come on, game. Come on, game. Come on, game. Armor penetration is good, but I was looking for air attack damage. But that's garbage. So I'm gonna wait for air attack damage or something else. But yeah, I did not need defense up on her. Like, she doesn't need that. She needs damage. But yeah, air attack damage or something else would have been perfect for that. And then on my leg piece, this is what I got. Defense ignore, critical damage, pretty much the same all around with the stats. And then on my hand piece, this is what I got. Critical hit damage, critical hit chance, perfect piece right here. This is exactly what we want. This is the perfect stat right there. And of course, my karma is max level and ascended to level 6, okay? All right. And of course, also my awakening is all maxed out, as we already worked out throughout the entire video. And also, your master skill is here, which is also maxed out. All of it. All right. That's the build. Do let me know how you guys find the build, guys. Let me know how it works out for you guys. But general rule of thumb, guys, is that you need to make sure your build is built around the stats that the game shows you. Critical hit damage, air additional damage, and critical hit chance, and critical hit damage as well, but poison additional damage as well. If these 3 stats, 1, 2, so poison additional damage, critical hit rate, airborne additional damage, and critical hit damage, you gotta have all 4 of those stats in your gear, every single piece of gear. So on here, every single one of these should have that. And if you can do that, your Charlotte is going to be absolutely busted. Okay, now it's going to be up to you guys to tell me and inform me whether the other guy's build works out better, where he does like air additional damage on Charlotte when enemies are afflicted by air element, and also poison, or you know, this one. I don't know. I haven't got the patience to test that stuff right now, because I worked pretty hard to get this build the way it is right now, so I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna change it, and I'm not planning on modding my game to discredit myself right now. My game is not modded. I'm seeing a lot of people modding their games for the sake of like just clearing content and stuff like that, but this game is pretty generous. I wouldn't do that. I spent enough hours on this game to grind my stuff to the way they are, and I still have some characters that are not maxed out. As you can see, this one still not maxed out, still missing what you call it, her karma, not karma, this one. So I'm still missing out a few materials here for some of these characters. Is she nah, she's not awakened, and I think she's not awakened, and he's not awakened. She's not awakened either. So yeah, guys, anyway, play the game how you like. It is a single player game in the end, but obviously when you go online, it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? So hopefully the more content is coming out your way with DragonSword Awakening. But yeah, you can expect more guides, character guides, and other cool tips and tricks that I have up my sleeve to share with you guys in the nearest future. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, massive shout out to Hound13 for providing us with the key to make this kind of content for you guys early on. All right, man, take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.